Hey everyone, it's me Fatima, all the way from the Gambia. Hey y'all, I wanted to come and tell y'all some exciting news breaking alert, some information y'all are going to love. Before I do, let's look at this quick commercial, okay? Okay, y'all.
Embrace a life of freedom with our ebook, 100 Online Jobs to Start Before Moving Abroad. It's called The Global Gig. Discover a world of opportunities and learn how to earn a steady income while living in Africa or while living anywhere in the world. Visit our website now, today, and get your copy and start your journey towards a fulfilling, location-independent lifestyle.
Okay, y'all, welcome back. You know what, y'all? I got something so exciting to tell y'all. I am so proud of Africa right now. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to say this. Okay. So, a couple things. Okay. So, there's some key points that I want to share with you all about this big news breaking event or rising or whatever you want to call it. Africa is really, truly rising. And let me tell you why. Okay. Two things. One, the African Union, from what I'm understanding, is now forcing the issue of them redoing the maps on, I don't know if it's the maps that's going to the schools or the maps that that people view and purchase and buy and everything. They're making them redo the maps of Africa because what they want to do is start showing the true actual size of Africa. What does that mean? That means that a lot of people don't realize the dimensions that they show on the maps of the continent Africa is actually 3 times larger than what they teach everyone in school, or what they teach you, or what you can see on the map. For examples, a lot of people, hello, a lot of people don't realize that, I'm fine, how are you? A lot of people don't realize that. Do you all know that U.S. fits into the continent of U.S. fits into Africa 3 times? Did y'all know that? Africa is that freaking huge. It could fit the U.S. from all the way from, what is it, Oregon, all the way down to Florida. It could fit that whole continent into Africa 3 times. A lot of people don't know that. And why is that such a big deal? I can tell you one reason why it's such a big deal. To be honest with you, what they don't want is the African people realizing how much smaller they are than what they actually show themselves to be. If you knew that you was actually bigger than somebody, that you have more than somebody, do you think that your whole attitude on how you do business, economics, and advertising and all kind of stuff, and maybe even how you even do your learning, you kind of would change that kind of, perspective? You think that whole perspective would change? And that's what they don't want. They don't want the African people perspective to change. They want them to believe that Europe is bigger than them, US is bigger than them, and it's actually not. So now African Union is working on trying to get those maps corrected. Now, here's the second thing that I am just so excited about. Before I tell y'all the second thing, go ahead and click that like button for me. Click the like button for me, please. So that way I can get this circulating, and that way I can go ahead and get this information out, because you know what? These people don't even have to pay me to tell it, because I'm going to spill the beans. I'm going to tell every doggone thing. Okay, so now, the second thing. Y'all, drum roll. Guess what? Africa now has its own digital exchange system. What am I saying? I'm saying Africa now has its own, what we know as Google. Africa now has its own Google. It's not called Google. It's actually called the Afronet. Yes, it's as big as Google. It's going to be as big as Google. Yes, listen to what I'm saying. They have their own, pretty much their own internet system. Yes, they have their own internet. Now, what does that mean? Well, I can tell you what. I can tell you one group of people that was really highly disturbed, pissed, angry about Africa just started their own internet or digital internet exchange. Google. Google was not happy about this. Why? Well, when everybody finds out that the Afronet is going to do the same thing that Google do, but based on Africa's perspective, Google now had the potential of losing 1.4 billion users. Billion with a B. Billion with a B. They're possibly going to lose 1.4 billion users. Who's all the users? The users from Africa. See, here's the thing though. Anytime when Africa or any students, any persons, man, woman, child, was doing any kind of search on Google about anything, especially anything about Africa's history, their information or their request had to go through the European systems. They had to go through the European system. And then when the information was brought back to them, it was whitewashed. Y'all know that's true. It was whitewashed. Or the information about African history was given to them with a white European bias. Now they cannot do that anymore. They are changing all the phone system. From my understanding, and for what I researched, they're supposed to be changing all the phone systems here in Africa. It's a possibility. I'm not sure when, but I do know this for sure. They already started. Afronet has been launched. It has now been launched. There are three locations. Headquarters, or you want to call it, here in Africa. The locations, oh, you know what? I know the locations. You know, one of them is Nigeria. I won't say where the other two locations are, and I'll tell you why I won't say where the other two locations, because they already have hackers and everybody else that's trying to come and bring this down. They're already trying to bring it down. I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. They are already trying to get the information brought down. Now, with the students, so each country, when they were using Google or our internet space or US airspace or whatever you want to call it, each country had to pay so much to use their lines and to be able to use Google. And out of all the countries that, that was paying to use the internet services, they overcharge Africa. Y'all already know that. They overcharge Africa just for using the internet. And they were in control of the lines, the underwater lines. They can take Africa's internet down at any time. They can block the information anytime when, like I said, students would ask for information. Guess what? They were getting it from a European perspective, especially about Africa's history, or they don't even see anything about Africa history. And that was one of the issues that they were saying, at the African Union is saying, that our students, our people, are not learning what's going on in other countries, in other African countries. You're only getting it from a European perspective. Is that fair to the African people? No, it's not fair at all. And also, they were saying that if someone wanted to send an email, if one African person wanted to send her neighbor, her friend, an email, and they live in the same town, that email would have to travel all the way to a European country, just to bounce all the way back to where the email is supposed to go. So it had to leave Africa just to come back to Africa. So that was one of the things that they said that they needed to change, because the information was going out and they were being able to monitor your information. And y'all know how this thing is changing. They're trying to monitor our information. They're trying to scrutinize, have what's the word that I just saw a couple times today? Authoritarianism. What is it when they're trying to control and you have to ask for authorization? Authorizationism. I forgot however you pronounce it. But now you could see that some of the social medias that we're having now is getting to a point that you have to be authorized and allowed to even say or post anything, that you want to post. You don't even have the freedom to speak anymore. So yeah, they're controlling that too. What does that also mean? Well, this is something else that they brought up that I was listening to. They were also saying that if TikTok, if Facebook, maybe even YouTube, and I think we got an AfroTube out here too. They're going to start the AfroTube. I'm not sure when they're starting the AfroTube. But if TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, any of those social medias want to be able to be on this platform, the Afronet, they have to buy space, just like African apps had to buy space on their line or on their system. So now they're saying that these other countries have to go ahead and have to pay for space. It's only fair. Africa had this space for years, and they were overpriced. Every other country was paying way less for their apps on the U.S. system or the European system, and Africa was always overpriced. So yes, yeah. Isn't that something? Okay, I got some more info though. Got some more dirt. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. This is my little friend right here. Say hey, Gloria. Hey, girl. Yeah, I know. You're a sweetheart. Okay, so, and I'm sorry, y'all, that I don't have the video on me because, I'm looking a hot mess anyway. So look, there's some more to it. There's some more to this, okay? All right. So, our president, well, not my president, but y'all know that president man. You know him and that man, Elon, that was from South Africa. When Elon supposedly had found out that this was getting ready to come about, that this was getting this new internet, that Africa, the continent, is getting ready to put out there, getting ready to launch, he wanted a piece of it. Of course, they're all going to want a piece of it. Okay, well, he tried to launch Starlink, to let Starlink be the servers to host or to hold Afronet on. He wanted it to be the servers. So it was a couple of conversations that was had. It was supposed to be like 3 conversations that was had. And come to find out, and I don't know if it was in one of the conversations or what, I'm not exactly sure what was said. But what was said was, what was done was they found out that if Afronet was going to go on one of these servers, it was going to be compromised because the U.S. or one of the Western countries was going to be able to have access to the servers. The African leaders said, no, we don't want the West to have access to what they're doing, or to to have access to the internet, to their internet. So it was a representative from Senegal that told them, no, we will not be doing a deal with you, Elon Musk. I've heard that Elon Musk was not happy because guess what? His Starlink will not be all over Africa to host this African net, Google, or something like Google site. So no, Starlink will not be the host of this website. I mean, of this I don't want to call it Google, but of this search engine. That's what it is. It's a search engine. So yeah. So now what it does, it allows Africa to control its information, its digital information. And because of that act right there, just because of that movement of them trying to see if they can control it on their server and they were going to have access, the West was going to have access to it, a couple things came out of it. There was now some kind of digital freedom clause in it. There's a digital freedom clause that was written up that says, you know what? Because we as Africans are trying to control and being in control of our own information, our own narrative, no Western organization, no Western company, no Western entity, no Western, no Western nothing cannot own any parts or have any rights to any of the AfriNet information or company. So no one can have any rights to their. Supposedly, no one Western can have any rights or be sold any parts of this internet system, of this internet exchange. So now it blocks anyone from buying anything that's outside of Africa. Even if you try to come to Africa, and we know that you're only trying to buy it just because you want the West to be able to have access to it, it cannot be done. It will not be done. Africa is also trying to make sure that on this digital, this internet exchange, that every student, every child, every person will have a right to the AfriNet. They want everyone to have the right to the AfriNet. So what does that mean? It may mean that it's going to put it on all their phone systems. It may mean that they're going to put it on all their phone systems. Hopefully it does. Hopefully, it would be a little icon, just like how we had the little clone or Chrome icon on our phones. Hopefully it'll let them go on all the phones that has an African phone number on it. And it's just one of the items that they can click on to go on the internet. And when they go on the internet, it goes straight to AfriCell, and then they can go to, AfriNet, and then it could go straight to wherever it is that they want to go to. Okay. All right. So let me see what other information that I have. Let's see. They already had to block. Y'all, hackers. They already had to block hackers from trying to come into the internet. Do you know that there's already people that's trying to sabotage this from happening? They're trying to sabotage it. So luckily, the people that works there at this particular, internet exchange business, they already have one highly intelligent security developers and stuff like that that's helping to keep those people out of trying to sabotage, put worms or malware into the system. They already have a highly security system and people working there to keep from blocking and hacking into their systems. Isn't that sad? You can't even just let African people just have their own. You cannot let just African people have their own. So one of the other, let's see what else that came out of this. Oh, okay. One of the other things, here you go, y'all. Because of this happening now, that Africa is finally going to have its own internet exchange. Couple things, okay? Its own internet exchange, okay? This just makes me so excited. Guess who contacted the people that created the AfriNet? And they're asking to copy and to use their systems to create their country internet. South America. South America is supposed to be now interested in doing the same thing that Africa is doing. South America is now thinking about having their own internet. And you know who else is trying to think about having their own internet? Hello, how are you? Asia now is thinking about also using the same system to make their country an internet. That tells you how smart. I told African people has always been smart. African people just needed to know that. We've always known that you were smart and intelligent. We knew that. Oh gosh, they calling me, these cute little kids. So yeah, so yeah. So South America and Asia are also interested in the same platform and the same digital design that Africa's used. So now that really just probably put, I mean, let me tell you, Google really must be clutching their pearls and grabbing their draws. They got to be upset. They got to be extremely upset because now if you lose all of the Africa's users, do you know that messes up with their advertising? That messes up their advertising market. Because they can sell all the European, they can sell all the European companies and products and goods that they've been selling to all the Africans, but they charge a lot of the Africans to try to sell their goods and products to the Europeans. Well, if they take once, well, this is already launched. It's already launched, but when it catches on, Africa is cutting off Google. As I said, if I said it twice, I'm so sorry. Africa is going to cut Google off eventually once this really catches on, and it might be sooner than we think. Okay, it might be sooner than they think. Okay, and let me tell you, let's see. It says this. Oh, it's bringing more. It's bringing more companies. That more tech schools are opening up for the people here in Africa. They're opening up more tech training for the people here in Africa. Well, let me tell you what happened. Well, let me tell you how this thing got developed. It all started with one young man who's about 19 years old, and he's Ghanaian. He's from Ghana. He said that he started taking coding classes when he was age 15. He was taking coding classes. And at first, I guess it was a little hard for him because, you know, that's not something that they want them over here to really learn about. Well, Ghana is one of the leading countries for coding and learning the technology, learning coding and, becoming coders and stuff like that. Ghana is one of the countries that's leading, and even in robotics here on the continent of Africa. Ghana is one of the leading countries. A lot of people don't know that. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. So this 19-year-old boy, I will not give his name away. I won't give his name away. I have his name, but I won't give his name away. Why? Well, y'all already know. Y'all already know. Just like the young man, I don't know if y'all know this, but there was a young man, and I think he was in Zimbabwe. I think it's in Zimbabwe. A young man down there done created a TV that needs no electricity. No electricity, and it's picking up TV by radio waves. What? A TV that needs no electricity, do not need to be plugged in, and is picking up television by radio waves. A black man in, I think it's Zimbabwe. I think it is. I think that's what it is. Just created that. Africa is rising. Africa is rising. There's a black man down in that same area that created a car. The car that runs off of radio waves. It doesn't need gas. You already know. They had some Europeans already come down to that man to see how he created a car using radio waves. Using radio waves and how it's running. Somehow, some way, I don't know who. I can't say who. But he's already been threatened. He's already been, I've heard that he was beaten and he was already been put in the hospital. I'm not sure by who, but I'm going to let y'all take a guess. They're trying to stop the rise of Africa. Do you know what that means? Do y'all have any clue what that means? If people can buy a car that don't need gas? Do you know what that do to the gas companies? Do you know the gas and oil companies? Do you know that they can lose a lot of money? You know that? Isn't that crazy? So, yes, Africa is rising, y'all. I don't know what else to tell you. Africa, praise Father. Africa is rising, and they're rising quickly. They're rising quickly. Let me see what other notes that I have up here. People are celebrated are celebrating. They are elated. In these three areas where they have the main headquarters, people already been celebrating, having parties in the streets. People are very excited about having their own internet, their own exchange. They are elated. That's how excited they are. They're partying, they're celebrating. That's how they're excited they are. And I'm so excited for them. I want to see if is there a way for a lot of us, maybe African Americans, to maybe kind of help get involved, because if this was a stock, I want to jump on this stock, but most likely this stock is not going to be on Wall Street, and you should know why. You should know why. It is not going to be on Wall Street. But one of the things that they were also saying that that this newfound internet exchange is bringing on. They already got it. It's already bringing on fake apps. Fake apps. They're trying to put fake apps where the apps, if you go on there, you purchase something or whatever, it still goes to the U.S. or it still goes to the Europe or in France and all these other places. So they are already trying to put fake apps up there for them to keep making money off the African people. So they already got that going on. Yeah, of course. So African is for African apps. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for the African apps. That's what it's supposed to be. So I'm for Africa. I'm for Africa. I am for it. I am elated for them. So that is the news. That is all the news that I have for y'all. And I tell you, I am happy with it. You know that you have different companies in the West. Also, there's different companies in the West that's already trying to bring a lawsuit against Afronet just for existing. They're already trying to bring lawsuits. Listen to me. Lawsuits against Afronet just for existing. I can't tell you if Google's going to do that. Y'all will see, because I'm going to stay tuned on this one. I'm going to keep y'all updated on this one. This is going to be my baby right here. I love this. But yeah, they're trying to bring lawsuits up against Afronet just for even existing. Existing. Can you believe it? Can you imagine you have a baby and someone's trying to bring a lawsuit against the baby just for existing? Oh my gosh, America. Really? Yeah, they already have a few companies out here that's already trying to bring lawsuits. Y'all, Africa does not care. The continent do not care. They probably not even going to respond. That's not going to make them bring Afronet down because you're going to lose business. Well, hey, y'all didn't think about it when y'all were overcharging Africans just for having the internet in their country. And remember, y'all, my last video, I complained about how it was something going on with the internet, because I know it's been weeks since I had done some videos. Well, that's because some of the internet issues that I'm having out here. It's because of some of the internet issues I've been having. And I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. I knew something was going on. I couldn't tell you what, but so frustrating. It's so frustrating. But it ain't nothing for me to make me go back. I love this. Y'all see this? Y'all see how beautiful this place is? It's getting ready to rain. Yeah, probably need to head back. It's getting ready to rain. I just wanted to just make sure that I share this information with you all. Y'all, I'm so excited about this new internet thing. I really am excited for Africa. I'm going to also put this on my TikTok account. And I heard that TikTok is supposed to be going down soon. I'm not sure. But they will get their own TikTok here. They most likely going to get their own YouTube. I'm already positive that they're already working on it. Their own YouTube, and they're going to get their own form of Facebook. Now, from my understanding, if you have a U.S. number, you probably won't be able to log into the Afronet. I don't know. I've heard it was, but but we can't be sure, you know. So whatever phone I use, most likely I'm gonna have to use my Gambian phone number if I need to enter into it, because I'm telling you now, once this really gets up and going, they're not gonna want anybody outside of the US, or they're not gonna want anybody outside of the US having access to Afronet, because that makes them lose money. I don't know how that works, but it's supposed to be making Google or whoever lose money. So US phones may not have access to this. They may block that. They may block you logging in. I can't tell you for sure. I'm just guessing, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. It just would not surprise me. It would not surprise me. So leave your comment, y'all. Like this video. Leave your comment. Tell me, what do you think about the news that they're changing the size of the map to the accurate size that the continent is, Africa, the continent is. And also, Africa now has launched its own internet exchange. That is some big news, y'all. That is some big news. Oh my gosh, that's some big news. Look how beautiful that is over there, y'all. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, y'all. I'm getting ready to let this go. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So as soon as I hear some more news and some more information about this Afronet, I will definitely do a video. Forgive me for y'all if the video was kind of shaky too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But I am excited. I am elated. I am so happy for the continent, for Africa. I'm so happy. And the 3 locations is right in each corner. I'm going to say that, of Africa. So that way it just makes sense, because Africa's that big. So it's got to have 3 locations for the servers, because it's that big. So not just kudos. Congratulations, a big, huge congratulations to Africa. Congratulations to the 19-year-old Ghanaian who created the exchange by learning coding. I'm going to say congratulations also to the new students that's coming about, that's going into coding classes, because a lot of coding classes and tech offices and tech schools are now going to be opening up here on the African continent. Praise Father, from all blessings flow. Africa, y'all, is rising. All right, y'all. So thumbs up, give me a like. Leave your comment. Please tell me, y'all. Tell me what you think. Tell me, isn't that some exciting news? Oh my gosh. And do y'all think that Google is really going to end up losing that much? They're going to lose it. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they're going to lose it. I don't even know why I won't even ask the question. I don't even know why I'm even acting like I'm concerned. But they have a potential of losing 1.4 billion users. And it's all the ones that's on the African continent. That tells you just how much they were using us. Can you imagine all the music videos that and different stuff, Afro beats and all that stuff that they're getting ready to lose? Yeah, I mean, people don't realize how much Africa has put into, into their businesses. African people put a lot into their businesses, into the music. That changes a lot of things, y'all. That changes a lot of things. Oh, glory, glory, glory to Africa. Glory, glory, glory to Africa. Okay, y'all. I'm going to let you go now. I'm so sorry. Thumbs up, like the video, leave your comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. And you could answer the question, should Google even be concerned? Should Google even be worried? Should Google even be worried? Let me know what you think. All right? Okay, y'all. Fatima.